The last we saw our young hero, he was leaving Kokiri Forest under the watchful eye of the wise owl. He is armed with his trusty slingshot that he made himself, the Kokiri sword that he got from Mido, his Kokiri shield that he carved from the corpse of the great Deku tree, and the fairy ocarina he got from his best friend Saria. We have no mention of a Deku stick or a Deku nut from the game yet. Young Link is on his way to deliver the spiritual stone of the forest to Princess Zelda in Hyrule Castle. Now, I think it's pretty safe to assume that if Ocarina of Time were made into a movie adaptation, that the land between the kingdoms of Hyrule would be greatly expanded, with more than just one ranch in the middle of the field. So instead of hitting backflips all the way across Hyrule Field to get to the castle, how about he just hitches a ride with a fellow traveler? And look, it's Talon, owner of Lon Lon Ranch, who's kind enough to give our young hero a ride into Castle Town. Upon arriving in Hyrule Castle Town, young Link is amazed at how many people there are and how lively the town is. But it must have been a pretty long trip, because Link is starving. He's so hungry, in fact, that he couldn't help but just start eating the first pile of food he saw. Now, this has become a common theme among the most recent Zelda games, but before that, none of the games had Link pigging out like this. Some foreshadowing, perhaps? Uh-oh. Hey, kid! You got money for that? Money? What's that? Thief! Thief! Input it, brat! What's this? Hey, give it back, give it back! Pay for your meal, then you can have it back. Then, out of nowhere, a young girl offers to pay for him, and casually tosses up a whopping 200 rubies for them to wrestle over as they make their escape. Once they're in a safe place, Link thanks her for her help, and immediately tells her about the spiritual stone of the forest, and how he's on a mission from the great Deku tree to take the stone to Princess Zelda. Hey, Link, I thought you were supposed to be the silent type, not a blabbermouth. Luckily, the young girl is friendly, and makes a deal with young Link that if he plays with her for the day, then she will take him to meet the princess. She's a friend of hers, she says with a wink. And she casually tosses Link her ocarina as proof, as if he would know what it is. While Link is examining the markings on it, they are approached by some people looking for the girl. Although Link is caught off guard by the question, he doesn't rat her out, and although Navi warns him that that was some red flag behavior, he brushes it off because he thinks she's cute. So they run off to play, and they actually have a really great day out in the town together. They enjoy some exotic Goron manju, they try out Bombchu Bowling, the shooting range, and even visit the Happy Mask shop. They play all day until nighttime, but even after spending so much time together, Link still doesn't even know the young girl's name, and just as she is about to tell them, they are attacked by some Gerudo thugs. Who are you guys? Girl, we know who you are. Give us the Ocarina of Time. You can't escape. And they try to strike the young girl, but not on Link's watch. He jumps in and blocks their attack with the Kokiri sword. The assailants then run off. They hear footsteps approaching. Link gives a short chase after them, and while he is gone, it is revealed that the mysterious woman asking questions was none other than Impa, the caretaker of Princess Zelda. Impa takes Zelda back to the castle, but she leaves behind her ocarina for Link to find. Not a big brain move for you to leave something so valuable just lying on the street like that, Zelda. So I really like how the book incorporates all the mini games that you can actually do when Link first arrives in Castle Town. Because in the game, it's up to the player to decide if they want to explore the buildings and partake in the various mini games throughout the town. So I thought it was a cool way to show off all the little things you can do. Especially since the way you sneak into the castle in the game is pretty ridiculous itself, in which you meet Malin, the ranch girl who gives you an egg, which then hatches into a full-grown cuckoo the next morning, and which you then use to awaken her father who has fallen asleep on the job delivering the milk to the castle. So the next morning, Link sneaks into Hyrule Castle pretty much the same way he does in the game, I'm assuming, climbing vines and carefully moving past the patrolling guards until he finally makes it all the way to the royal courtyard. Link is surprised to see that his friend from the day before is actually Princess Zelda, but he quickly shows her the stone and gives her Ocarina back, and their meeting is abruptly interrupted by Ganondorf, the king of the Gerudo, who stopped by to be a creep, and to also ask about the Ocarina of Time, which all but confirms Zelda's suspicions about who was behind the attack from the other night. She shoos him away like the menace he is, and he shoots a glaring look at Link before he leaves. The rest of the chapter plays out the same as the game version, in which Zelda tells Link that she believes Ganondorf is faking his loyalty to her father, but his real plans are to capture the Triforce. She also tells him about the horrible dream she had of dark clouds overtaking Hyrule, but then a ray of light shone down on a green figure, followed by a fairy and bearing a shiny green stone, which was undoubtedly a vision of young Link. Since Link believes her when even her own father doesn't, she decides to tell him the great secret passed down by generations of the royal family of Hyrule, which adds to the creation of Hyrule story we learned from the Great Deku Tree. The Triforce is hidden in a place called the Sacred Realm. The entrance to the Sacred Realm was in the Temple of Time, but it is sealed behind a wall of stone that can only be opened using all three spiritual stones, as well as the Ocarina of Time. So the children decide the best way to stop Ganondorf from acquiring the Triforce is by retrieving it from the Sacred Realm themselves before he can. Foolish children. Okay, that's gonna wrap it up for episode 2. Oh yeah, and big thanks to everybody that watched and commented on my first video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications to catch episode 3, when we head up to Death Mountain and meet the Gorons.